Class 6 and the Very Big Rabbit. Written by Martin Waddell. Illustrated by Tony Ross.
One. Rabbits are nice. Class 6 liked their teacher, Miss Bennet. She could do magic like no one else could. She could wiggle her ears and make things disappear. Then she'd ear-wiggle again and make them come back. One day, she did something different. She was reading Class 6 a book about rabbits. "Rabbits are nice," Miss Bennet said. Then she grinned and ear-wiggled. "Oh, I wish I was a rabbit," she said. And there was a fizz and a flash and a bang! And Miss Bennet changed into a very big rabbit. Class 6 sat and looked at the very big rabbit, and the very big rabbit sat looking right back at Class 6. She was Miss Bennet-sized, and she had glasses like Miss Bennet. She was holding the book Miss Bennet had been reading, so Class 6 knew it had to be her. They just didn't know how she had managed the trick. Everyone cheered the big rabbit. Yay! The big rabbit went back to the rabbit book and started reading again. At least she tried to read, but all that came out was squeaks. "Rabbits can't read," Ranjit whispered to Rachel. "You can't blame her for trying," Rachel whispered back. Two. Something's gone wrong. "It's a cool trick, Miss Bennet," Ranjit told the big rabbit politely. "The best trick that I've ever seen. But we think it's time you went back to being Miss Bennet." The big rabbit ear-wiggled again, and she squeaked. "Something's gone wrong with the wishing," Ranjit whispered to Rachel. "I don't think she knows what to do," Rachel said. The big rabbit froze. "That's what rabbits do when they're caught and can't think of a way to escape," Ranjit told Rachel. "Miss Bennet's got stuck as a rabbit and doesn't know how to wish herself back." "We'll have to tell the head," Rachel decided. "The head will be cross with Miss Bennet," Ranjit pointed out. The big rabbit rubbed her nose with her big paw. "OK," Ranjit said. "Someone fetch the head!" Class 6 looked worried. No one wanted to go to the head. "We'll be told off for telling silly stories," said Rachel. "You'll just have to tell her yourself," Ranjit told the big rabbit. "When she sees you're so huge, she'll know that you're not just an ordinary rabbit." The big rabbit made for the door. "Stop!" Rachel called, and she pulled the big rabbit back. "If the little ones see a huge rabbit coming, they'll be scared out of their wits." Rachel was right, as usual, and she worked out what to do about it. "We We'll dress up our big rabbit so she looks like Miss Bennet, Rachel told the whole class. And that's what Class 6 did. 3. This rabbit is me. Miss Bennet's coat was in her cupboard. Rachel put it on the big rabbit. The big rabbit's paws couldn't manage the buttons. Rachel did up the buttons for her. Ranjit squeezed Miss Bennet's gloves onto her front paws. Rachel put Miss Bennet's hat on her head. "Oh, you look lovely," Rachel told the big rabbit. "Almost as nice as Miss Bennet." The big rabbit looked very pleased. "It looks like a big rabbit disguised as Miss Bennet to me," said Ranjit. They walked through the school with the rabbit disguised as Miss Bennet. The big rabbit walked in the middle, with Class 6 all around her, so no one could see her big rabbit feet. They knocked on the head's door. "Who's there?" called the head. "Class 6 and a very big rabbit," Ranjit replied. The head opened the door. "Please, miss," Rachel said. "Miss Bennet turned herself into a big rabbit."
"Gosh," said the head. "I've never seen a rabbit that big. Are you sure that this rabbit is really Miss Bennet?"
The big rabbit pulled her gloves off with her big rabbit teeth. Then she picked up the writing pad and a pencil from the head's desk. She wrote, "This rabbit is me," and she signed the note, "Dorothy Bennet."
"You've been ear-wiggling again, Dorothy," the head scolded. "Wish yourself back at once and stop being a rabbit."
The big rabbit shrugged. 4. How can we help? "Please, miss," Rachel said. "We don't think Miss Bennet can wish herself back because she can't talk, only squeak." And the big rabbit nodded her head.
"Oh dear, you've done it this time, Dorothy," the head told the rabbit. "Looks like you'll have to stay a big rabbit forever."
"How can we help?" Rachel said, trying to think. "We could fetch her some lettuce and carrots," Ranjit suggested. The big rabbit turned up her nose. "Wait," Rachel said. "Suppose we did the wishing for Miss Bennet."
"Well, it might work,"
said the head. The big rabbit looked hopeful. "We'll all wish together," said Rachel. "And the big rabbit must wiggle her ears while we're doing our wishing." The big rabbit clapped her paws together and squeaked, as if to say yes.
"1, 2, 3,
said the head, and everyone shouted, "We wish our Miss Bennet was back," while the big rabbit wiggled her ears. There was a fizz and a flash and a bang!
and the big rabbit was gone, and there was Miss Bennet. "Oh, wow! What a relief!" gasped Miss Bennet. "You can say that again," muttered the head. Then Miss Bennet thanked everyone in Class 6 for their wishing, especially Ranjit and Rachel.
"That's the last time we'll see your big rabbit,"
sighed Rachel. But Ranjit found a new book on the Class 6 reading shelf. It was about crocodiles. Ranjit gave it to Miss Bennet and hoped.